Every year, millions of Indian parents are left alone in homes that were once full.
Loneliness is like smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And the most dangerous kind of loneliness, it sits at the dining table with us every night. What they want is they want to be seen in a space where they feel they are heard, where they feel they belong, and where they can have fun. As loving children, we have only brought the people that we love the most to this situation.
This man made his career to fix that.
Can I do something for my grandmother's sisters? Can I do something to make her proud? It's accidentally become a business. I never looked at it as a business.
What is the personal story, boss? How does one hell of a human go into saying, I need to build something for the senior living? Because whatever's happening doesn't seem like enough.
So this is how a typical unit looks at. This is what I call freedom infrastructure.
How do you make this affordable? How do you make this accessible to a lot and not an elite? Because it sounds like that, right? How do you take idea like this and think about a PNL? And you are trying to say dignity X PNL.
Siddharth, for me, the reason to start it was
Hi Adarsh, welcome to Mashable Mornings. How's it going?
Thank you, Siddharth.
Good?
It's great.
I will get right into the thick of it. What is the personal story, boss? Because how does one hell of a human go into saying, I need to build something for the senior living? Because whatever's happening doesn't seem like enough. What is the story there?
So, Siddharth, for me, the reason to start it was, so I'm from Bangalore.
Anji.
Born, brought up as a Bangalore boy that you can possibly find. And our idea of success here and in our community in particular is education. Right? So if you are well educated, again the extension of that thought is that you went to America to work for a giant IT company, right? So that's how we have been conditioned to think of success. So my grandmother, who was the eldest of 11 siblings, had very successful sisters.
Okay.
And two brothers who all had children who went abroad. There were two things really that happened, Siddharth. One was a conversation which my grandmother herself brought up. She said, hey, all of my sisters' children are in the US. They are telling me that there is something special called a retirement community. Why don't, and they want them to move there. So why don't you do something like that here? That was one of the main things for me to consider. But the thing that I saw, and this was common across a lot of educated and upper middle class families, is that although elders in the house are surrounded by family, the conversation is more like khana khaye? Did you eat well? Tabiyat theek hai? Are you feeling okay? And then you're in a room full of people, and after these two words there's no conversation with this person. And this happened with my own grandmother in my own house. Back then I didn't know how aging worked. I didn't know all of the things that I believe I know today. So without realizing, we were not the best for her from an aging lens. So this was my trigger. I said, hey, can I do something for my grandmother's sisters? Can I do something to make her proud? Because I was primarily brought up by my grandparents. And it's accidentally become a business. I never looked at it as a business. I said, ek to karta hu, and let's see where life takes us.
Fair enough. Everybody watching Mashable Mornings knows, and they've seen the intro, so they know that we're going and talking around senior living. But let's be honest. How do we differentiate it from being a real estate first business to a senior living development?
So unfortunately or unfortunately, a bunch of people who do real estate have got into this business. So thereby people have put this color that real estate has something to do with it. Now if you look at what people who get older want, it's not a fancy physical infrastructure.
Yeah.
What they want is they want to be seen in a space where they feel they are heard, where they feel they belong, and where they can have fun.
That's so true.
Core emotion hai na ki I have some use.
Anji.
You keep hearing this a lot, saying that abhi beta mera time ho gaya. I'm not of use to anybody. But as loving children, we have only brought the people that we love the most to this situation. So a solution where people can live longer, healthily and happily is what is senior living. Let's look at a typical day in their life.
हाँ जी.
They woke up in Brahma Muhurta, early morning.
Yeah.
Now we have this fancy word, circadian rhythm. They didn't know that word, but they used to follow it. Okay, they woke up in the morning. They went out for a stroll.
Yeah.
Okay, when they went out, they typically went out with a group of people.
That's true.
Correct.
हाँ जी.
And then when they had lunch, they had a simple diet. They typically had a largely vegetarian diet, but it was a simple diet. And then they used to have a role in that village or community. Even if it meant that they took a retirement from work, there was a role that they fulfilled.
Yeah.
In a particular group, somebody was good at cricket, somebody was good at travel, somebody was good at giving advice with money.
Or politics,
Or politics. So they all had a role to play. And in the evenings, they all got together in this community square, katte, mohalle, adda, all
Khat ke aaspaas.
Khat ke aaspaas. And then they walked everywhere. Right? They didn't have these fancy cars, they didn't have all of this other infrastructure to make them lazy.
Yeah.
So they walked, they were with people, they felt like they have a use and that they are doing something that means something to them. They ate simple, and that's all they did. They lived long here. Didn't our grandparents live well into the 80s and 90s?
100%.
They didn't know protein, they didn't know supplements, they didn't know all of the fancy words that
Reverse aging.
Today, longevity and chronology age, biology age, I don't, it's very confusing. Simple. Close your mind, think about how your grandparents lived. Can you replicate it in an urban setting? If you can, that is what is senior living. It's got nothing to do with a house that people sell or buy or rent and make some money out of. That's the least important piece.
Yeah.
The most important piece is how you feel in this space. I always say this, that we think aging is biological. Buddha hai, they're getting old. But I want you to think that aging is actually behavioral. It's not biological. How you behave, how you address situations determines how you age.
That's so true.
Maybe I'll give you an example that you can quickly relate to. So Bangalore is filled with darshanis. Lot of beautiful cities are filled with darshanis. And these darshanis are typically run by people from Udupi. It's also a place here. And if you go in, you'll find there'll be this person who's 70, 80. He'll be wearing a panche, like a lungi, right? He will be there every day. He'll be 70. Every day he will show up, he will know the customers, he will know them by their name, his staff will be with him for 30, 40 years.
Correct.
He will have a discipline to his life every single day, and he lives with purpose. Now let's compare this Udupi gentleman who's running a small darshini to a high-flying executive who retired at 60 from MNC.
हाँ जी.
Okay, or 60, 65. Now this high-flying executive retired, he throws this massive retirement party. And next day, he's irrelevant. He doesn't know what to do. Now, let's forward 20 years. Tell me, Siddharth, in your experience, who is likely to enjoy better quality of life? Not length of life, quality of life. The Udupi guy running the Darshini, or the high-flying retired executive who's now lost purpose and relevance and is struggling with an identity crisis. So, this loneliness, we don't understand it. It manifests as disease.
ये epidemic है.
It is the world's biggest epidemic. And enough research has proved that loneliness is like smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
अरे बाप रे.
15 cigarettes a day. And the most dangerous kind of loneliness, it sits at the dining table with us every night. We go back to our homes, we are surrounded by our elders, but we don't allow them to be useful because we take that away from them in our sense of love. Saying, Abhi, ab mat, don't do anything. Without realizing this is what is happening with many families in India who are not staying together and staying together, that we keep confusing love with dependence. Because if you take away independence from the people you love, that's called control. That's not called love.
शिट यार, ये मेरे पूरे कॉन्सेप्ट्स को डिस्ट्रॉय कर रहे हैं थोड़ा सा. आप लोग भी बताओ कि आप लोगों को भी जब फिक्र होती है, एंड आई स्पोक टू देम बिफोर यू केम इनटू द कार अबाउट दिस वेरी थिंग, कि फिक्र तो सबको होती है, एंड जनरली यही लगता है हमको कि हमारे साथ मूव कर लेते हैं. विल मूव देम क्लोजर टू वेयर वी आर, उनके शहर से दूर, उनके सब चीज़ों से दूर. तो शायद दिस इज गोइंग टू बी आंसर्ड. बट यू टोल्ड मी अबाउट द यूएस. मैंने रिसर्च में पढ़ा कि बिफोर यू स्टार्टेड सीनियर लिविंग इन इंडिया यू वेंट टू फ्लोरिडा एंड कैलिफोर्निया. आपको ये नहीं लगा जब आप वहाँ से आ रहे थे यूएस से कि इंडिया में कॉन्सेप्चुअली हमें ओल्ड एज होम्स की बात होती है, तो ये चलेगा नहीं चलेगा, वो नहीं सोचा आपने? बिकॉज नॉट अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल आर स्टिल टिल टुडे talking senior living in India, no?
100%. ये जो इंडियन सोसाइटी का वैल्यू है जॉइंट फैमिली का, इट्स अ ब्यूटिफुल थिंग. इट इज समथिंग दैट वी शुड नॉट लर्न फ्रॉम द वेस्ट. दे हैव गॉट इट रॉन्ग, वी हैव गॉट इट राइट. दैट वी लव टू टेक केयर ऑफ आवर पेरेंट्स. द वे वी ऑपरेट दिस इमोशन is where I'm trying to say that there's a better way to do the same.
Okay.
So this joint family structure is great. The question is that people will take some time to understand that this is a solution that increases health span in elders,
Yeah.
not the lifespan. And the only way to do that is to actually talk to people who live in such places and to hear firsthand, because we have had a lot of children who had all of this hesitation.
Yeah.
Okay, and then once the decision was made, which is largely led by the parent themselves, the children after 2 months are saying this is the best thing that we have done, because they are calling and saying अरे टाइम नहीं है अभी, मुझे कार्ड्स खेले जाना है, कैरम खेले जाना है, इधर जाना है, उधर जाना है, जल्दी बोलो. So they are like, oh my God, you know, before this person wouldn't keep the phone down, now they don't even have time to talk to me. So
Whatever this is great.
This is great. They're happy. My parents are happy.
Damn son.
And
Okay, cool stuff.
The relationship between us is also great, because now it's not transactional. I'm not calling and asking what you ate, or I'm not saying do I need to send a medicine or a doctor. I'm saying, hey, are you having fun? Come and see me, or I will come and see you. And now my kids are going and showcasing their talent to this larger community, where the grandparents feel a pride. Oh, look, my grandchild did this thing, this type of dance, or this type of music, or this type of skit. And 300, 400 other elders are, encouraging the kids. So we have seen that it's amazing from before the whole complex decision making, the underlying emotion. Can I even say this word? What will my parents think? Okay, what happened afterwards? 2 things we hear the most, Siddharth. One is, I should have moved in 10 years earlier. The second one is, okay, thank God at least we decided to make this move now.
Fair enough. तो ये वृद्धाश्रम है ही नहीं. The very core level पे you have destroyed the thing कि ये वृद्धाश्रम तो है ही नहीं. This is senior living in its truest sense.
100%.
मुझे ये बताओ कि what is the common a day in the life of somebody at a Primus property?
There is this philosophy, there is this word called a blue zone.
Okay.
There are these 6 places in the world where people live above 100, right? Okinawa in Japan,
Yes.
Loma Linda in California, Icaria in Greece, Sardinia in Italy, so on and so forth. Now this research proved that if you do 4 to 5 things, you would live 7 years more actively, and on an average you live above 100. Which
भाई
is
ये तो पहले बताओ क्या है ये आइटम?
ये जगह जो है in this world, these cities where people are already living above 100. So a researcher went and wrote this book called Ikigai.
Yes.
And this researcher found these 5 common traits कि different food, different cultural habit, different weather condition, different food, everything is different. एक ही चीज़ common है. So 100 years तक जीते ये लोग. Most important is actively. They are not connected to some hospital tubes and beds.
हाँ जी.
They are active. So the research said that there are these 5 commonalities. Number 1, he said people are physically active.
Yeah.
Number 2, they said people don't retire. They have something to do every day. They wake up. That's the word ikigai. Number 3, he said people are with people. हमेशा लोगों के साथ रहते हैं. 4th, he said people are mentally active. And 5th, people are interacting with nature. Okay. So these were the 5 pillars of blue zone living. So we see how can I give these 5 things every day. So if you look at a day in the life of one of our residents, it will start at that early morning. Where we would start with walking groups, chair yoga, stretching exercises. You get physical activity in.
Perfect.
Then our community, then you have breakfast, which is a community activity. Then you have an event which would typically involve using our mind. So let's say right now election results were announced in 4 states. Before this we would have had prediction of our own customers as to who will win where. My goal is not to be political, right?
Yeah.
My goal is to get people to go and do research and come and debate with each other. अरे last time तो ये हुआ था, इससे पहले ये हुआ था, इधर इस पार्टी के साथ ये हो रहा है. End of the day, you have used your mind. You are interacting with people.
Nice.
Then I met a requirement of mine.
Perfect.
Right? Then you have lunch.
Mental stimulation is very important. Very important.
Then you have lunch. Lunch again is a group activity. I'll talk to you about lunch at the end of this. Then again, after a short nap in the afternoon, which brings down cortisol, which is shown to have a lot of anti-aging effects to take a nap. Then you have another activity which is more based on community and entertainment. It could be minute-to-minute games, it could be Antakshari, it could be anything. It could be a workshop that a cardiologist comes and talks at. It will be different every day. The goal again is to cater to your passion or interest. So if I'm interested in a particular thing, I have done that. I drew this painting today.
Nice.
I'll show you our art gallery when we go. It gets changed every month. It's full all the time.
Wow.
Right? So that is one. And then again in the evening you have a meal together. And this meal together is actually born in Indian joint families.
That's true.
Around the world they have given new names to it.
Yeah.
So in Japan, this is called hara hachibu, a type of eating where you eat only 80% of your stomach, and you eat in a group called a moi, which is a group of 4 to 5 people who eat every day together.
Nice.
Now this research has proved that if you eat in a group, you take more than 20 minutes to eat. If you take more than 20 minutes to eat, your body is able to signal to you whether you're full or not.
Yeah. But tell me this, is this seeming like an elite thing? Because how do you make this affordable? How do you make this accessible to a lot and not an elite? Because it sounds like that, right?
ये word luxury ना, ये
Yeah.
बहुत overused word है. Okay, right from real estate companies to fashion companies, everybody loves this word, premium, luxury.
Premium, yeah.
Whatever. Those
We've seen 3
extensions.
billboards already which say that.
So every board is saying luxury only.
Yeah.
My idea of luxury is very different. My idea of luxury is being in an environment where you have friends. In 2 minutes you can go out. There are 10 people to talk to that make you feel important.
That's true.
You get into a group where there is a role that you play on an everyday basis, and then you have access to good quality health, access to good quality food, you have access to good quality friends. That in my view is luxury. It's not about bathing your house in high quality marble or high quality sanitary fittings, which by the way is another big area of concern, is how unsafe our bathrooms are around the country and how we wait for an event to happen before it's too late. So I would say luxury is freedom infrastructure. Luxury is being able to get services and people at a touch of a button.
Correct. Good food,
Yeah.
you can walk. वो सही बात है ना, पापा को शाम को चाय मिल जाए उनके कमल चाचा के साथ, that is what he wants.
Incidentally, 95% of our people eat in our restaurant. It's because we explained why and then they made the decision. I didn't say that do this.
Fair enough.
And largely that's the misconception that we have, where we feel as children we have to make the decision for our parents.
Correct.
And if Siddharth, like your mom, calls you and says, hey beta, I'm thinking of climbing Mount Everest,
Yeah.
what's going to be your reaction?
Hey, don't.
Yeah, let's go deeper. Why?
It's scary.
Okay, why what can happen?
I mean, she's really fit and like fine, and she
Okay.
does a lot of yoga, but I'm scared that at base camp she could need oxygen support or just
Yeah.
support.
Correct. Now everything that you told me from the lens of a loving child,
Correct.
because in your mind what are you optimizing for? You're optimizing for no risk.
Yeah, safety.
You're optimizing for length of life.
Correct.
Now I'm going to flip this script and tell you, now look at the mother who's receiving this information from Siddharth.
No.
My son thinks I am not capable of taking care of myself.
Yeah.
He thinks I cannot go to Mount Everest. I know I can go to Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Now she started to think maybe he's right. If you didn't do that and said, Mom, you know what, I'm confident in your abilities, you decide what you think is best.
Correct.
The signal you gave her, she may land up saying, listen boss, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Okay? But the signal that you gave her was that I trust you to make the right decision because I trust your decision making ability.
Yeah.
I don't want to be your decision maker. Independence and agency. So this is what's happening at an India level.
That's so
We're
true.
seeing thousands of Siddharths.
Hey, you're right. I mean, thank you for sharing, and hi mom. देख लेना Mount Everest करना है कि नहीं? But tell me this, how do you take an idea like this and think about a P&L? Because this seems more like a honest approach to senior living, but at the end you are a business and you are thinking P&L and you are trying to say dignity x P&L. So how does that happen?
So see, an impact business doesn't mean it's not a business.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can do the right thing and you can make a wonderful business out of it. It's a simple thing. Let's go back again to the underlying emotion. What is the number one issue with the group of 60 to 75 or 50 to 75? They don't trust. You agree with me?
Yeah.
Trust is low.
Because they've lived their life, they have their thought tariqe of sorts.
So this is the group that brought up 2 generations, Siddharth.
Yeah.
They supported 2 generations. They brought up the children, educated them. They took care of their parents.
Yeah.
And they saw India in a difficult time. They saw reforms. So they've been brought up with a survival mentality.
Correct.
And they saw a lot of things happening wrong from the business lens.
Yeah.
So they don't trust. So then we said as Primus, if we are catering to this group that has done so much for this country and they have this massive saving pool, how do we build trust? So we said we'll be transparent. Bas. So my model of services is very simple. Whatever service I give,
Yeah.
be it concierge, be it events, be it lifestyle, be it health, we open our books to everybody. We take a cost plus 20%. So right from what my maid is paid, to my doctor is paid, to my chef is paid, to how many liters of curd showed up today, everybody knows in all of my communities.
क्या बात कर रहे हो आप?
Absolutely.
बिग बॉस का घर टाइप है ये.
It's almost like that.
Yeah.
With that kind of entertainment also. Only there's no camera being recorded.
Perfect है.
But the idea is we want to see, we are not here to make silly margins.
Yeah.
We're here to make reasonable margin. We are also a business. We also have a board that we are accountable for. So it needs to be sustainable for my consumer and for my board. And
Correct.
this is the way we said that, we'll do it. We'll be transparent. We'll be honest. And we will make sure that we take our people in this journey. So we have an elected committee. So there'll be an F&B committee, entertainment committee, oversight maintenance committee, and we have some brand standard. And above the brand standard, anybody can decide anything. They can say, "Aaj se gold leaf pan chahiye." ठीक है? If the gold leaf pan costs 300 rupees,
And everybody wants it.
Then they have to decide, that committee has to decide everybody eats gold leaf pan. You can't say one person will get gold leaf pan.
Ah.
There's a cost associated. We'll put that cost out. If the committee takes a call, we are a service provider.
Perfect.
So that's how we build trust, and that's how we are profitable.
I heard somewhere that this is just a $8 billion market and it's going to grow exponentially. Is that number correct, or do you think it's a bigger market? Because geriatric care also comes in this, living comes into this, and I think some other format also comes into this. Is this a smaller number or a large number that I'm stating?
So Siddharth, the number is very large, but there's no point in throwing billions of dollars as numbers. Let me tell some underlying conditions that may make this a big business.
Okay, fair.
Today, how nuclear do you think India is today?
I think 70% of our families are nuclear.
Yeah, so most people don't know that.
Yeah.
So at an India level, we are 60% nuclear. At an urban India level, we are 76% nuclear.
Damn.
So we are not a joint family anymore.
Yeah, we are not.
And just because we are nuclear, it doesn't mean we don't love our parents.
Yeah.
So then the question is, what are the options for our parents to live a life better than we could provide if they lived with us?
Anji.
That's the market opportunity. So if you look at US, or if you look at Japan, in US 6% of everybody above 60 lives in a retirement home.
Oh wow.
In Japan it's 11%, in Australia it's 12%. India
wow.
has some 160 million elders. By 2041, which none of the people in our government will tell you, India is going to have the highest cohort of aging people in its overall bucket. We are not even that far from 2041.
Yeah, it's just 15 years away.
What are we going to do that day? Where is the infrastructure? Countries like Japan, Singapore, Europe, they're taking so much of action to be ready for the aging tsunami that's coming their way. India is, very far behind. So that's the opportunity. The opportunity is to then build for this 160 million people. They need products, they need services, they need a bunch of things. They are the richest cohort. They are not spending on credit cards. They are spending from their FD savings.
Correct.
So if you convince them with something that makes sense, they will part with their money. But that has to be very convincing.
100%.
Yeah.
So who's the decision maker? The children of these parents or the parents? What have you seen as a most common trait?
This is a great question. One that most people always get wrong.
Yeah.
They are under the assumption that children are the one taking this decision for their parents.
So am I, yes.
Right? 95% of all my sales start is self-funded by the elder, inquired by the elder. The children are the ones who act as an approver.
Okay.
They are chat GPTing, clouding it, or Googling
That's okay.
who we are. And if they believe that we are kosher, then they are giving a positive review.
Interesting.
And based on that, the decision to purchase or decision to whatever is done. But that is a proud generation of our country. We as children are okay to take money from our parents.
Yeah.
You try to give money to your parents and let me know how that works out for
Bhai
you.
bahut kuddari hai.
Right? They are very proud. Their son can be a Siddharth, their son can be a vice president at Google or whatever. They are not going to take their money.
Correct.
Because they have that pride that I brought up this person and it is my money, it's my pride.
Yeah.
That's our audience. Who's proud, who's independent, who makes their own decision.
So cool. Tell me what your parents and their stitch is, and we'll step into an actual Primus development. What can you tell me a little about where we are headed right now?
So I'm taking you first to Primus Darpan.
Okay.
So this is a project that we launched
Hey,
about
that's
a year
a
ago.
hoarding. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll show you what a typical home looks like. What does freedom infrastructure look like in reality? I'll explain that to you. Then we'll step into Primus Reflection, which is incidentally our oldest community.
Nice.
We completed this in 2017. So we have a bunch of people that, we let them live by themselves. So you'll hear from them what they think about us, what they thought of life before they moved in, and what life looks like today and what's changed. So this is how a typical unit looks at. This is what I call freedom infrastructure.
ठीक है.
Like I told you at the beginning, the job of the house is two things. Number one, it should reduce the chance of falling down. Number two, God forbid something happens.
Yeah.
Independently without people, it should alert the community. And number three is it should encourage people to leave this and stay outside in the common areas. Okay. So let's look at what that looks like. The first thing is we make everything that we do is both smart and dumb.
ठीक है.
The reason that is smart and dumb is we have a whole bunch of people who are super tech savvy.
हाँ.
They want the best and the newest. And then we have a whole bunch of people who are saying, listen boss, I like my old style.
Old school, ताला
So you will see that. So for example, if you look at my door, this has a key, this has a fingerprint, this has a card and a touchpad.
Nice.
And it has on an app, it has a video phone too. So if you're technology savvy, you can open it through the app. If you're not, you can use it like a key.
Perfect.
And then we have these double peepholes. So based on, if your level of mobility and your height, you can choose, which ones you want to go in.
That makes so much sense.
Few other things you will see that is different. We have both smart and dumb. So if you are very technologically savvy, we have the smart app-based switches. And if you are like traditional, we have had this thicker switch. So it's a 3-finger action. So it can be like, even if you're not very steady, it's easy to turn on and turn off. So you're not searching for a switch ever.
That's why this is so big.
Yeah, that's why it's so big.
Yeah.
The flooring is safe. Again, we are very Indian, proudly Indian. So we look at Indian materials, we look at Indian tones. We curve the walls. So again, in case of a fall,
Hey, these are such small touches that we don't even realize.
Yeah, it should not land up hurting people. So we give a full-fledged kitchen. Like I told you, the decision is for the elder.
Yeah.
But this is a seated kitchen. So a person can sit down. India's only seated kitchen. Where a person can sit down and cook. And we have added all of this infrastructure which can come down to cooking height.
Nice.
So while sitting, you can cook. Yeah, that's a fall sensor. What you see there, what you see around the house, all over we have that. You'll see right there above the painting.
Yeah.
That's a fall sensor. Like I told you, it is care by enablement. We don't want to be here inside. So God forbid somebody falls on it, triggers my central team.
Hey भाई, ये पहली बार मुझे पता चला है. आप लोगों को पता था तो please comments में बताना. There is a fall sensor, so that is basically checking.
Yeah.
So if I end up falling here,
Really,
भाई ये सबसे number 1 worry है मेरा.
Yeah.
Because bathroom में you can't even put a camera. Bathroom falls aren't they like? Don't you have data about it? Because I'm sure they will be.
70% of all falls happen in the bathroom, and 70% of that happen in the night. So it is the number one reason for reduced health span and early mortality in elders is falls. So the height of all our switches are 1100 as opposed to 1200 because the average height of an Indian elder is 5'4". So this is a much more convenient height. So
Because
we
you
don't
could
want
also-
unnecessarily you have to lift your shoulder to turn on a switch. This is all what I call freedom infrastructure.
हाँ जी.
Right? So for example, the bedroom and the bathroom is where a lot of time is spent, right?
Yeah.
What does freedom infrastructure here like? This bed can recline, go back, up, down. So you don't need to, even if you're watching TV, it can be convenient. You don't have to lie down against the bed. If you look at falls and how often it happens in the night.
Correct.
So we have added 2 light sensors in this room. There's one light sensor over there and one more below this. So the minute we put our foot down, the bathroom light goes on and the cove light goes on. That's when the fall happens, that you're looking for a switch and you're disoriented and you fall down.
Dude.
That's like one of the...
Kudos to the teams at Primus because that happened right there.
Yeah.
If you saw the flicker, it is in action.
When you come to the bathroom, 2-3 things. Number one is all our doors are inside outside opening. The second thing is, again, a bathroom is a place for 2 things. Reduce the chance of falling. In case of an emergency, be able to alert. So you have a fall sensor. You have a smart toilet. So once you sit down, you can the thing gets heated. It's easy to clean. It's much more convenient than having to bend around and do your thing.
This is like half of Japan and Korea bought into
Yep.
my commode.
And this evolution is now in our future homes. We are bringing in the Kohler smart toilet, which can tell you if your hydration is okay, if UTI is there, yes or no. These are going to be upgrades that we are currently working on.
Oh, so that basically AI has entered into our hardware.
Yes, very soon. We have the fall sensor. We also have under mattress sensors. So a bunch of things. We give this ring. This is the Marzi ring. All of this talks to each other and gives us a unified information that we are able to see the underlying conditions to take action.
So I've seen a whole lot of brand collaborations inside the house. Are all of those built in, and whose thought and idea was that? Because that is interesting for me.
So we have like a whole team that's called health technology team. The job of this health technology team is to go and bring in the best devices of age tech and then create a layer on top to read conditions. So our first step was this ring.
Yeah.
This tells me, okay, how much I moved, how well I slept, how I'm breathing, what is my temperature. The smart scale tells me 4 other things. Then the medical team on campus has got blood markers, has got physiotherapy markers, has got psychosocial markers. So we overlay all of this information. Then we know under mattress sensor, we have the fall sensor, we have the smart toilet. All of this talks to each other to give us a information without going and having to poke a person.
But let's say a couple walks in with their parents here, or they're leaving as they're settled in. What is the most common objection or reflection or guilt that you've seen?
So most of the objection and the guilt is largely from the children. And the parents play the most important role in covering that.
Acha ji.
I can see Usha ma'am sitting over there. Why don't you ask her how she handled that?
Hi Usha ma'am. How are you?
Yeah, fine.
So nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Ma'am, कितने time से आप यहाँ पर हो and how were you worried
I'm
when you
here
came?
since 2018 December.
Oh wow. So you're a senior living
Yeah,
here.
senior. First 10 of us we entered to Primus, so I'm one among them.
Were you worried ever?
No, not yet. I'm very comfortable.
What does your day look like? Like how do you start over here?
It's so busy, actually, I should say, because so many programs like that, even entertainment and all we have. Our physiotherapy classes are there. So morning we attend the physiotherapy class. Before that, I do little bit of yoga also. But that's there between 6:30 and 30. Like that, we keep moving after that, looking forward. Little bit I watch TV.
Nice.
Sometimes I go out and come back. Lunch would be there. So we sit chat and all.
Hey, thank you so much, Usha ma'am, for talking to us.
Yeah.
Such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Please, whoever from her family is watching this, let us know in the comments. What a cool lady. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to make it a point to say that Adarsh, throughout this conversation, was standing outside like an obedient boy. No interruption, no queuing, Usha ma'am. Zero prep. She was just, we gate crashed her meeting.
That's exactly how it should be. You should hear it authentically.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hi,
Here's
ma'am.
Sudha ma'am too. You should hear what she has
Good
to say.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What is your name,
Nice
ma'am?
meeting you.
Nice meeting
I'm
you.
Sudha Murthy.
How long have you been here?
I've been here for the last 6 months, but I'm enjoying every day here.
So, were your children worried? Like, did they come and check out the place? What was the whole process like? Can you tell
The
us?
whole process was like actually traveling alone was not possible for me because my husband, as I told you,
Yeah.
had to. So my son came with me. He stayed for a week.
Here?
Uh,
Acha.
and with me and tried to settle us down completely. And then he went back after he was convinced that all things are very nice here and we can manage on our own.
And what was your stay situation like in Bangalore?
Bangalore, we were actually staying in a Baswangudi area and we had a bungalow and all that. Then we moved to apartment once the children went abroad because of the safety reason.
Yeah.
But now here, this is the safest place I feel and we are very happy here.
That's so nice.
And the other thing is we get to mingle with lot of residents who are of the same age group.
Yeah.
So that way we get to talk to each other, find out. Actually, the evening becomes a circle time for us. We all sit in circles and then we
It's like a
exchange
katta.
our time. Yeah, adda.
Adda.
Definitely.
Hey, thank you so much for talking to us.
This is my first project,
Yeah.
Siddharth. And in the first project, you're also concerned, scared. So you go and appoint an architect who's well known,
Correct.
who has done such work. But nobody has really dealt with Indian elders.
Yeah.
And there are many things we don't know what is the best kind of design. So here we made tons of mistakes, right? Like there is this multiple levels.
Yeah.
For example, if you look at this flooring here,
Yeah.
this is not comfortable for people if they were, having a walking stick or on a wheelchair.
Correct.
So like that, there are
Overcommon.
many mistakes that we have done. And in every project, we want to make new mistakes. At least we don't want to repeat the same old mistakes.
That's so true.
But the community is what is really the heart of it. It's not about the physical infrastructure, like I
Yeah.
told you. And we have a beautiful community here with, wonderful people.
But what is the biggest myth in India about senior living that you would like to bust today?
I think the biggest myth is largely, unfortunately, driven by children.
Yeah.
There's this massive undiagnosed disease.
Yeah.
It's called क्या कहेंगे लोग.
क्या कहेंगे लोग?
ये है सबसे बड़ा रोग.
That's true, man.
So
I like how you rhymed it also.
the children are unfortunately worried more about what their friend or neighbor would say
Yeah.
than what the parent would feel and how their life would improve. So I think that's the number one, myth.
So this is a multi-purpose hall.
This is the heart of our community. This is where people get together to do everything. And I'm just going to again drag you guys here to show you what this is. I spoke to you about Mohalla, I spoke to you about Katte.
Correct. Yeah.
This is what it is. This is the Adda.
Yeah.
This is where people come together to be with their friends. And these are some of the advantages, right? This is where you have your moi. And we have our own Indian version of it. You have the Sang, you have the
Satsang,
Satsang,
yeah,
Sat.
yeah.
So we're just bringing back that Indianness. So people gather here every day, right from early morning chair yoga also, which happens here,
Nice.
to late night movie screenings, to
अच्छा, सब है इधर,
minute to
ये
minute
projector
games,
लगा
to
के?
everything. So this is where all of that action happens. Every painting that you see here is done by a resident here.
So cool.
And for example, if you look at this is done by all the residents together. This is rice grain art. There's individual pieces of rice that's stuck together with a message on it, done by our residents here. And every piece of work you see here keeps changing every month.
Nice.
And we conduct art and craft workshops here. And me and a lot of our leadership team actually keep getting these gifts to our office, because this area gets full and then the residents send it to us saying,
Kya
why
baat
don't you
hai?
put it in your office or your house? So even in our office, you'll find a lot of this paint.
Hey, they do crafts also. They've made
Everything, yeah.
So we've entered the very famous dining hall where all the ladies have raved about the food. Of course, I'm going to try it as well. Everybody watching it on Mashable India knows that I'm a foodie. But what is your ultimate vision? Not just for Primus, but like how India thinks about aging and dental care. Where do you see that going?
So Siddharth, I think of myself as an age experience designer. So my goal is simple. I want to make every elder independent. And housing is just a small piece of that. So my goal is to be the person that enables India to be independent wherever they are.
Yeah.
So that's simple. That's pretty much my goal.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being on Mashable Mornings. How was your experience?
It's been great. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love the idea, and it comes to me from what you shared, that when you're doing a different activity, you're talking from your subconscious. So
Yeah.
I guess that does open up a different thought process. So
Thank you.
for that.
Let's get 2 plates of your thalis and conclude this Mashable Mornings episode. Please hit subscribe if you haven't yet. Let us know if you have any questions about senior living. We have told Adarsh and their teams to kind of reply to your comments and queries that you may have. This is me, Siddharth Alambine, signing off.